Mary recording my mother, Ruth Clark, on June 1st, 2011, and it's in the afternoon, about 2:37 or 2:40. Here you go.
Well, we're sitting here waiting for the weather to break. It's been hot for days and days and days.
3 or 4 days.
Well, it seems like forever. Well, it was hot last Wednesday when I went plant collecting.
Right, it's been in the
So
90s,
that's a week.
which is unusual for here in Southwest Virginia.
Very much so.
So they say every time we have weather, they say it's unusual, and they never had it before. That's just an observation of mine.
That's why weather is such a good subject of conversation.
I guess, yeah.
To go back to my childhood, I went to Brookdale School, which was not a long walk from my home, and we came home from school for lunch and then went back again.
Mm-hmm.
Which mothers were all supposed to be in the home ready to serve lunch in those days.
Right, yeah.
And there was a policeman at the corner who helped us cross the main street to go over to the school.
Yeah.
And the walk led by the Montclair Country Club golf course. And so you could see the beautiful green lawns and the rolling hills of the golf course there, which is the place where we always went sleigh riding in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And we must have been very hard on the turf, but nobody ever stopped us. I guess it was just sort of an open secret.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful place to sleigh ride. It was only half a block from my home, so that was good. And it was a nice school.
What school was that again?
Brookdale.
In the elementary?
Yeah, elementary.
Mm.
Grades 1 to 6.
Hmm.
And putting me out of focus. As I said earlier,
Mhm.
we used to meet in the basement. And we had little hooks to hang up our coats and things.
Mhm.
And as we got up into the 5th and 6th grades, those of us who were smarty pants generally got extra work to do to keep us busy, I guess. We'd be out in the hall kneeling on the big sheets of paper doing murals. And one year we made a huge Indian teepee, and
Okay.
we had a drawing to see who won it. And unfortunately, I didn't. My mother was so glad. She didn't want a big Indian teepee in her backyard.
Oh, you had to take it home with you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
At the end of the school year, they didn't want a teepee hanging around. Somebody had to take it away.
Right, yeah.
The person who won it was John Warner, and they used to have reading contests in school, see who could read the most
Mhm.
books in the school year. And he always beat me by 1 or 2 books or something. He was my rival.
Hmm.
And I enjoyed school very much. By the time I was in 5th or 6th grade, though, I started getting migraine headaches, and I didn't know what they were.
Right.
They were terrible headaches. I just pressed my head against the window pane, the cool pane, and hope it would go away.
Hmm.
And they would send me home
Right, yeah.
because I couldn't function. So my mother took me to an eye doctor. And they said, well, it's probably some way that her eyes are not focusing together. And so I had to practice looking at the head of a pin and bringing it closer and closer to me and not letting it separate into 2 pins. I got pretty good at looking cross-eyed, but I still had the headaches.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And it wasn't really until later in life that somebody finally said that I was getting migraines. I used to take all kind of stuff for sinus,
Mm-hmm.
spray my nose and all this, ruin my nose.
Yeah, I know.
And then I went in 7th and 8th grade to College High School in Upper Montclair, New Jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
You had to pass a little test to get in there. And then we were all a bunch of smarties, And I never felt quite at home with the kids there.
Right, yeah.
A lot of them came from more wealthy homes than our neighborhood.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't have the nice clothes. And I just...
Didn't feel like it was the same set.
It wasn't people I was familiar with. It was hard adjustments for me
Came
to
from
make.
more of a middle class and working class kind of neighborhood, or?
Yeah, it was a working class neighborhood. Although Mr. Reddy worked in some office building in Brooklyn, and he used to commute every day.
That's a long commute.
He'd take a bus down to the train station in Montclair, and then he'd take the train over to New York, and then he'd take tubes into Brooklyn. He did that every day.
Wow.
A tough commute. But
Yeah. Although those trains really work, we forget how good
transportation was
can
very
be,
easy then. The streetcar came up from Newark, and we went up to the fare limit, which was an extra block of walking to save a nickel. We got on at the end of our street. It would have been another nickel a week. It'd be 10 cents to go to Newark. This way it was only 5 cents to go to Newark. And then you could go ride all the way down to Newark. And no, I'm wrong about there. There was another fare limit at Watsessing. So that was 10 cents, 15 and 10. Anyhow, and then Mother would take Dan and I down, and we'd go to the bargain basement sales at Bamberger's. And all these people,
right, yeah.
all these
Bamberger's.
people would be there rummaging through piles of stuff, great crowds of people, and us kids just sort of squashed in there,
Right.
This happened every summer when the fall sales started to get back to school sales.
Right.
So we'd get all the stuff we were going to wear during the winter. It was quite an excursion. We never went to Haynes. That was too expensive a store.
Oh, I was going to ask, because that was downtown Newark.
Yeah. Downtown Newark was an interesting place.
Yeah.
We went down there. They had a newsreel theater. You could go there and sit and watch newsreels all day if you wanted to. Now it's like television,
You're right, yeah, like cable news.
Yeah, and they just sit there and watch CNN. They had all these wonderful newsreels from all over the world.
Well, we're going to come back and do some more.
Okay.